Hey guys, my name is Justin, and welcome to a What's in My Bag for what I bring to comic conventions for cosplay photography and video. Let's take a look. So the first thing in my bag is a powerhouse, the 5D Mark IV, which is great for photos. And for video, it's okay. It has the Canon C-Log color science, which is really nice for color correcting, but it doesn't have as good slow motion. For the 5D Mark IV, I also use the battery grip, which helps out for Instagram, as vertical photos and video tend to do better there and have more engagement because they've covered the screen. So by using the battery grip, it forces me to hold it like this, which is much more comfortable. Without it, it's much easier to hold the camera in a horizontal position. My go-to lenses are the 35mm 1.4 and the 85mm 1.4. They both create amazing bokeh, which is the blurriness in the background, kind of like this. This helps isolate the subject at busy conventions, and so the background just fades away and you can then focus on the costumes. So for my B-cam, I have the trusty 5D Mark III. I've had this for over 7 years now, and it's been like super great workhorse. It's been busted up a little bit. It's gone through its scrapes and scratches, but it still produces some amazing photos, and I really enjoy it. A lens I'll sometimes bring will be the 7200. And this guy is only good if you have a lot of room to back up in, which many conventions don't, and they're very cramped, but luckily the ones around this area have big open spaces, which are great for photos. At conventions, you tend to forget to eat and drink, as you're just walking around trying to take in all the cosplayers or the artists or figuring out which toys to buy, and it just slips your mind to stay hydrated and feed yourself. So one little hack that I've come up with over the many years of doing this is to always bring your trusty Zojushi thermos mug, which is basically my favorite thermos mug, as it keeps water cold and tea hot for over 12 hours. And it also has one-handed operation of opening and closing, so when the other hand is busy holding camera or flash, you can still grab some water, and then this thing then goes directly into the Peak Design range pouch. I have the large version here, and this fits in like this, like that. And this then goes directly onto my belt in front of me, just one quick hand motion away to grabbing water. In addition to that, this Peak Design pouch is excellent for storing snacks like these wonderful fig bars or granola bars or any kind of little energy boosts that you might need. That helps a lot. Every couple of hours you can just munch on a bar and still keep going, as opposed to having to stop your day and try and find food somewhere else. And it brings the photos to a halt sometimes. And also the other thing, which is very important, is to carry business cards, which this is a great way to make sure that everyone you're taking photos of sees the photos in the end. Got my Instagram, go check it out, give me a follow, justin.cosplay. The secret to this is that you carry it in front of you on your hip. This attaches nicely to your belt, and therefore it is always there, present and kind of jostling in your mind, because a lot of the times I used to carry the drinks or food in my bag behind me, and you would just forget about it. It would just be out of sight, out of mind. You must hydrate and eat, otherwise you can get really dizzy and nauseous. So lighting in conventions is usually terrible. There's a lot of really poorly lit convention halls with a lot of harsh shadows, so having your own flash I think is very important. And I use the Flashpoint eVolt 200, or it is also called the Godox AD200, and it is kind of like a strobe, but much more powerful strobe. This entire thing basically is just battery. It puts off maybe double the amount of light that a speed light would do. So paired with this pistol grip, it allows for like easy one-handed operations that allow you to illuminate the subject but then make the background disappear, like in these photos here. So you've got all these things to carry around, and the way that I attach everything to myself is using these Peak Design slide straps, which are really good for disconnecting and reconnecting using the Peak Design anchor points. It allows you to easily adjust in case you get tangled in the cords or you need to switch orientations of the camera. They're really versatile, highly recommend them. So the other thing I use is the Peak Design capture clip, which is really good at attaching the camera to either your belt or camera bag and then keeping your hands free, but then when you need it, you can in one quick motion disconnect and start taking photos. So I'll also pack these ultra light down jackets from Uniqlo. They're great at keeping you warm in the winter conventions, but fold up into basically nothing, and then they can go in your bag and not take up too much weight while you're lugging all this heavy equipment around. Finally, for video, I'll have the Ronin S, which is this gimbal that allows me to create really nice smooth motion. So the 35mm 1.4 has no image stabilization, so it's really good at creating smooth motion that you can then ramp up the speed in and out, and just creates really nice images. The one problem with the gimbal is that it's super heavy, so sometimes I'll carry it in another bag, like the Think Tank Shapeshifter, which isn't the best bag, and it's actually something I don't recommend, but it has the most comfortable straps, so it's really good for lugging around all day. Though again, that's also quite heavy. Even like the Peak Design everyday backpacks, I find them to be too heavy, just empty, so I'll take the Peak Design Sling, which is much more stripped down and doesn't weigh as much. Last of all, I'll always carry the G7X Mark II, which is a great little selfie camera in case you want to take pictures with someone you meet or some celebrities and stuff like that. And you never know when you need an extra camera for B-roll or behind the scenes stuff. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful for some of you. Hit that like button if it was, and leave a comment down below with any gear suggestions or recommendations, and consider subscribing for more cosplay videos, tutorials, gear reviews coming soon. And if you want to see some videos I've made using all this gear, check out here or here. Anyways, see you guys in the next one.